Alright, in this video I'm just going to go over my Rosa2 mana stack setup, kind of like the endgame setup. Still has a lot of min-maxing to do, but this is kind of, you know, big, very powerful, very tanky, so it's just really good at everything pretty much. Easy damage cap here with my gear level, and it's still got quite a ways to go, so just kind of go over what you need to start. So the main things are you need to have 100% damage taken from mana before life, so you can reserve all your life down to 1 for extra auras. Then obviously use all your mana for survivability and damage. So you need 100%. You can get these on ultimate items, so you're going to need to have quite a bit of investment. I would just play the other setup until then. You can get some from Arcanist, has 8% at the end, and mana also gives 20%. So there's a bunch of different ways to do it. You can get it from slates as well and stuff like that. So 100%. So get your 100% mind over matter. You need a pretty good amount of attack speed, so a lot of attack speed, your attack speed on the weapon, to funnel into the shield mod to give us a lot of damage. So basically what you need to start is 100% damage taken from mana before life. This shield doesn't have to have the corrupt, but just the shield in general. High attack speed, a pretty good mana pool, I would say around like 20k, maybe a little bit under 20k is fine, like 17, 18k, but it's close to 20k minimum. And then these gloves, because it's going to give you 100% crit chance and a lot of damage. All of this kind of multiplies in together, everything I just said. So until you have like basically this kind of like bread and butter setup, I wouldn't bother. And I would probably even say have this as well. This enchant on a belt. Probably this belt doesn't have to be corrupted, but this enchant gives like 50% more damage. So just kind of like have all that set up, then put it together, and your character should feel very strong, super tanky, better than pretty much the previous version that we were playing in every way. So that's kind of like the basic stuff you need. Just go over the gear right now. So lots of mana and plus support skill, and then our last mod here is resist and attack speed is what I got there. This amulet, very expensive, doesn't have to have corrupt, but basically just gives us this extra aura, has a shit ton of mana and a bunch of stuff. It's very powerful. Belt's not too expensive. With the corrupt it would be though. We're using that for the spell amp. This is why you low life, so we reserve all our life down. Bunch of mana stuff on it. Rings, double damage, really good. And then I'm not sure about this mana ultimate mod. I don't think it's that good. I might switch it, but this is how my ring is currently set up. And then you can also get like a timid curse. I've seen a lot of people using that and stuff like that. Pretty good. Weapon, we got Shadow Quant. I think there's some other stuff you can use, and then sequence. This is just a random thing I hit, so I kind of built my character around it. You don't have to have this. There's a bunch of easier to set up things like additional damage, cold pin, stuff like that. There's a bunch of good stuff. Gear attack speed. I don't know, depending on your gear, you might not need the gear crit, but I would say the crit is good. Shadow Quant or double damage here, both are good, and then, you know, some generic damage stuff. Chest, our other damage taken from mana before life mod. Generic mana stuff, aura scaling. I've seen people run +1 curse on the prefix instead of like int or mana. You can do that. There's also some other stuff, you know, just resistance suffixes. Gloves. Any corrupt is good, minus hitting this, but they're not too expensive. They're actually pretty cheap, 200, 300, just for generic roll. Send it into the corruption, maybe you get lucky. Other mind over matter, whatever you want to call it, damage taken, mana before life mod, and just some generic stuff here. I don't even have a second ultimate mod on this. A lot of people use like avoid elements, I think, as a suffix. There's like some other tanky stuff you can use. So otherwise, just resist. Second ring doesn't really matter. This shield, like I said, these two corrupts are good. I would say this one is very important. Otherwise, you're probably dealing with like 1 aura and a half, because you can't reserve all your life down. You use like a smaller aura, like a Thunder Magus or something like that, or Cold Magus, whatever it's called. I'm not even like resist capped and stuff because our character is so tanky in general. This character can definitely farm like all the content in the game. You just have to scale it up. I'm pretty much right on the line of being able to do everything in the game. Just need a little bit more character power. So that's the gear. Skills. I see a lot of people using different skills here. There's a bunch of choices. You can use like the Steep Strike Ice skill, Icy Blade, I think is what it's called. There's a bunch of different support gems here. This thing is like giga damage if you want to invest big. But like if you don't have that, you can use Haunt. I usually use Haunt for map clearing anyway. There's like, I've seen people using AoE, multi-strike. The crit damage one is really good because you're going to have 100% crit. There's a bunch of stuff there, a bunch of options. Bull's Rage, you need activation medium, like some kind of prep or something, so that it casts automatically, because otherwise it won't. Harden, Spiral Strike, you know, standard. Our Curse is the cold one now. Ice Bond for buffing our cold damage. And then, like I said, we're running double Cruelty, Fearless. There's a couple other auras, like I forget what it's called, like Domination or something. And then like a Cold Magus if you can't run both 50% auras. Don't worry about these two, they're pointless. And then passives. I don't even know if this is that efficient how I have it set up, honestly. But we got Peculiar Vibe, Insight, and then you know, just I don't even remember what's in here. I haven't been looking at this stuff for too long. We scalp spell damage, so that's good. But basically, we're clicking all the mana stuff. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Click everything mana related. Click everything mana related. You can take this if you need the extra 8%. Helps early gearing. But other than that, we're just clicking pretty basic stuff. Trade-off, just make sure if you're using this, and it is extremely good, very powerful, make sure you have equal dex and strength. It's important that you don't have like 5 strength or 5 dex. It's going to make you do like half damage or even less probably. So, helps us reserve our stuff down, plus skills. And I think there's this can vary depending on your character. There's also some in the Arcanist tree, depending on your gear. You might need a little bit more or a little bit less. What else? This stuff. We're just looking for, I would say like the double focus blessing. I don't know. The most important stuff I'm pretty sure is mana. Mine aren't very efficient. I just threw them together right when I respec. Shadow Quant +1 is nice. For the pedigree, there's like mana, insight. Let me look at some of the passives so I can remember what's good. Full load is good. Mana is good. There's a bunch of just generically good ones that you can get here. What else are some of them? Full load, keep it up. You can just kind of search them. There's a bunch of like just mid-tier ones, but some kind of combination ideally. Memories. Mine are old, but you want int for sure, and you want mana on these two, and then ideally attack speed related stuff. Try to hit attack speed, mana. All that stuff's going to multiply through. And then if you really want to go big, you can get like plus the level to hero traits, which is big. That's like giga investment. I haven't bothered. It's too expensive for me. And then anything else? Like packs. You can do like Kismets to get your mana. It's very good, like this. There's a couple different ways to do it. This is like the entry level mid-tier. You can invest higher for like the really big ones. I forget what they're called. The oh, there's like some giga ones for sure. But generically, my stuff's not very efficient here. You ideally don't want to block out your attack speed. Attack speed scaling is really good on this character, and then your crit isn't worth that much, so mine's not very efficient. It could be min-max more, but it's just how it's slapped together right now. And that's pretty much the baseline of it. This character, like when you respec, if you have like the basic stuff that I said before, you're gonna instantly pretty much do everything in the game up to like the hardest bosses and then like profound. And then your character is going to multiplicatively scale very easily. Just get more mana, you know, tighten up your character, get better tier mods, and your character will become stronger and stronger and stronger. It's good, very powerful. But don't rush it. If your gear is kind of bad, make sure you have all the good stuff ready to go. And that's pretty much it. Cool, GG, bye.